It's live? Oh, goodness gracious, it is live. Right, lovely to see you all, except we need help. I need one of you. Yes, thank you, Sean. I'm joining an Activision dev. I'm joining an Activision dev, boys. Shout out, Shawnee. The beta is live on Xbox. It doesn't seem to work on PC yet, but we have found a solution. Namely, the fact that I've just joined Call of Duty developer. Which should let me get in. Update requires a restart. Let's go. This should work. This should work. This should work. I need you to all feel passionate about this. I need you to think to yourselves, it's time. You know? And hopefully, this should work. Multiplayer. Lovely. Right, Jaff, in you get. Come on. Jaff, I think I might just run a game or two first, and then I'll join you. So there's been a bunch of updates for this, namely that they've nerfed the Jackal, finally, which is exciting. So all the other guns should hopefully be somewhat usable now. We'll see how that goes, in reality. The Tanto is also available, if you level up enough. I knew it would go live earlier. There's no way they'd put it live at 6. It didn't make any sense. Right. Back to being a movement king. Alright. Kill order. HVT mode. Bon appetit. Oh god, it's me. Eyes up, boy. Oh god, you actually can feel the increased side-to-side movement. I switched weapon there randomly. I don't really know why. I went to put a plate in and it said, ahaha, here's a gun switch.
Protect our HVT.
Okay. The Semtex killed me, but not the HVT.
Backup's not coming. You wanna get out of the better step up.
I thank you for the Prime sub, by the way, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Friendly HVT on site.
God.
We took out
The spawns are not looking good, Brav.
HVT is taking fire. Keep the package safe.
And I say that as somebody who's literally just perished instantly.
HVT under fire. Repeat. HVT under fire.
I mean, he was waiting for it. He was waiting for it. Bro. My brother in Christ.
Protect our HVT.
I'm calling this a warm-up game. I shouldn't have played Warzone this week. I should have just stuck with the fluid motion that I was used to. Because now I need to remember that I don't actually have to aim with my right stick and that it basically is just all in the straight speed.
Friendly HVT on site. Keep them safe.
Once I remember that critical detail, things should go pretty well here.
Fire. Enemy HVT is down.
It is weird going from a COD where right stick aiming is more important to a COD where strafing is so substantially more important. Right, I'm gonna deck out an SMG here on the fly.
HVT under fire. Repeat. HVT under fire.
Let's get the C9 going. The Jackal has been nerfed pretty substantially. I personally haven't checked it out yet, but I'd assume that the nerf is good enough that people aren't going to use it.
HVT located. Friendly HVT on site. Keep them safe. HVT is taking fire. Keep the package safe. Deploy watchdog kilo to my grenade.
God, I love this movement so much. Huh? Huh? How did that happen? I was looking straight at him. I didn't have my back to him.
HVT under fire. Repeat. HVT under fire. Eliminated. You're our HVT. Stay alert.
I didn't have my back to him, and then suddenly I started twerking on the floor. What's going on, bro? Worth it.
Enemy HVT is down.
Spawns on the HVT mode in this particular round have not been great, I will be honest.
Hostile HVT located.
I've unlocked the flip mag, so that's good.
All right. Eyes up. You're the HVT. We got the lead. Now hold it. We took out their HVT. Enemy HVT on site. Take them out. Watchdog Kilo incoming on your location. Damn it.
Let's go.
Execution. The Pantheon's missing themselves right now.
Right. Back in a second. I really, really need to pee. Bro, I need to stop streaming after I've been to the gym, because it's just not a good idea. Because it just makes me incessantly pee. Like, it's not good for me, bruv. Gonna do an AK build. I might do 2 AK builds, actually. I might do a close range one and then a slightly longer range one. Let's start with this one. We'll see how we go. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Clive. It should be good. Oh, they've added interceptors. And the chopper gunner, I think. A blast trap. That doesn't sound good, my brother. Yeah, you need to unlock the new weapons at different levels, boys, so it's going to take a while. Should be a lovely day for it. I miss this movement, man. I will be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of the time to kill, but I think I must have got like a bugged matchmaking loop or something there. Yeah, I definitely did, because I think it's just crashed my game. Yep. Nice. Cheers, God. Those stability improvements in the update notes definitely worked. We love a hard crash. Cheers, God. Appreciate you. The more things change, the more they stay the same. You know? I'm going to try and launch directly into Black Ops 6 just by avoiding... I got someone on my friends list who's just like in-game already. Oh well. You think the TTK is too short, too long? Too short for sure, Evan. Like, it's just too fast. Like... But I don't really care about multiplayer. I mean, I never have. Like, COD multiplayer's never really been my thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, COD MP is just not for me. Warzone, 100%. Zombies, 100%. COD MP, meh. Just never really cared for it, really. I haven't played a good COD MP in years, and I probably never will again. I mean, to be honest with you, that's why I moved to Battlefield, because COD MP was just getting horrifically boring. This one should be interesting-ish, but it's still not for me. You know what I mean? And I've accepted that for sure. Like, I know I'm not a multiplayer person. Let's do some CQB face-off maps. Why not? Go. Yeah, the spawns aren't particularly anything to write home about, Trey. I'll say that much. Although that's kind of been a thing on pretty much all of the new CODs at this point. Like, they just haven't gotten it right once, hey. I do like the menu music. Did a good job of that. Feels very Black Ops. Whew. Usually tryout games have good spawns. Usually, but the engine that I feel they're using just isn't conducive to good spawns.
Stay alert.
Brother. I've gotten the HVT game back to back. See, the things I've always disliked about multiplayer are A, the fact that it basically just ends up being nade spam. Yeah, I'm not playing HVT on a face-off map. I'll be so real with you. The spawns on face-off maps are already horrific. I don't think I'm going to play a HVT mode on it. If this is another kill order, I'm straight up backing out. Added a combat axe as well. There we go. If this is still kill order, I think I will back out. Like, kill order is just not good. If it's TDM, I can live with that. Like, kill order on face-off maps definitely doesn't make sense. Ah, the infinite packet burst symbol.
Face off, team deathmatch. Remind those shitheads who they're dealing with.
Golly. I agree, Ben. Yeah, I think Emily Armstrong did a really good job. I like that they're taking a slightly newer direction with it, too. I mean, it sounded very Linkin Park, but it sounded very different, too. Like, ultimately, at the end of the day, you're just never going to find the vocal range of somebody like Chester Bennington again. Like, it's just never going to happen. I really shouldn't have played Warzone this week. It's corrupted all of the muscle memory I've had from playing this. It's just out the window. You've heard it here first, folks. I'm a Black Ops gamer now. Good God. I mean, I know they nerfed the Jackal, but like... how much did they nerf it by? Because it feels like the people who are using it are still mulching through people. Do I try the Jackal again and see if it's still like crazy OP? Affinity, thank you for the 10 months. Appreciate you. No way. Dude was chasing a different guy. Let's try the Jackal again, shall we? It would be the most Call of Duty thing on the planet if they quote unquote nerfed it and it was still OP. It really would. In fact, it genuinely wouldn't even surprise me. I mean, it still feels better than all the other guns. I mean, at least on this anyway, it still feels like the best SMG. I can't speak for its long-range capabilities, but... It still just feels better than the C9. And for that reason, I'm using the Jackal. I'm being hit by something? I mean that guy literally spawned in front of me. Like that's the worst spawning I've ever seen in my life. This map is terrible broken. Hold up. Let me find the Stadium Pulse meme from college football. I don't know how they've managed to... Like, I don't know how they managed to just not nerf weapons properly. Like, it's got to be the craziest thing ever that they're incapable of doing it, right? Like, why can they not nerf anything correctly? I've got to get the meme out. Do you know what I mean? You got to get the meme posted. It's just crazy how like they just like I don't know why they do it. I don't know what like. Right. So there's a couple of things going on here we need to talk about. One, the Jackal is still OP. Two, if you back out of searching a game, it crashes your game. So if you escape from matchmaking, it crashes your game. So that's fun. I like bro, these game devs, honestly, man. Oh dear. Bro, I'm not even like, I'm not a salty Don, right? I'm not, I promise. My heart's heart, I'm not. But like, why are they incapable of doing the simplest things imaginable? It's just odd, isn't it? Like, I'm not saying I could do a better job, because I don't know how to code. Like, I'm not going to go that far. But, like, why not just make the gun terrible for the purpose of this beta, and then fix it for launch? As opposed to, like, oh, we're going to nerf it, like, 0.5%, and that should hopefully do it. Cheers. And how did that work for you last time, Call of Duty? Well, it took us about 7 attempts to get the Superior right, but we're going to keep going this way. Why? Because that's what the people want. It's get jacked off 6. Call of Duty jacked off 6 because the Jackal is here, bro, and it's not leaving. It's not leaving. I just don't know how they get it so wrong all the time. Like, it's such a simple thing to not get wrong. I would only buy Black Ops 6 if you're interested in zombies. Personally. Otherwise, just get it on Game Pass. Easy. I mean, I love the movement in this game, and I love the general feel of the game, but I love it more because I know it's going to work really well in Warzone. I think ARs will have a slightly better time against the Jackal at range, but other than that, like at close range, like it's still the go. I mean, if the Tanto is even more broken than the Jackal, then, like, just throw balancing out the window. Throw time to kill out the window. I can't say I'm a big fan of the smaller maps. Like, if there isn't any medium-sized maps in the Black Ops 6 public release, which apparently there isn't going to be, they've basically said that that's not their intention going forward. Then honestly, I don't think I see myself playing multiplayer at all. I can't wait to have all these systems in Warzone, man. Warzone's gonna pop so much with this gameplay. It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah, don't back out of matchmaking or you will get a game crash. I've had that happen now. So basically once you join matchmaking, well, that's it. You are locked in. like I say, very excited for this movement and somewhat of this gunplay in Warzone. Very much excited for zombies. Multiplayer, I'll be real, the more I've played it, the more I've disliked it. Especially now that we know that we're not getting medium-sized maps. They've basically just said they're all going to be close-range maps. I mean, this isn't even a big map at all. I think the size of this map is what they would consider to be a maximum. Are they doing ground war this year? I don't think they are, right?
Bringing in recon.
They basically said that isn't happening, right? I think health regen might be a little bit quicker. Or at least it feels a little, although I am using red perks. It does feel a bit quicker though. Yeah, I really like gunfight. It's one of the good modes that Modern Warfare actually did. And I'm glad people finally ended up appreciating it, because when it first came out, I don't think anybody really paid it much attention. And then I think like 1v1s and gunfights started getting really popular. Yeah, I mean, like I say, look. MP5 gets destroyed into any range compared to the PDW. Yeah, 100%. That's why I'm not using it. I'll give the AK a bit of a run out.
Securing C. Semtex on. Taking C.
God, this has a lot of recoil, even though I've got attachments on it. Mr. A, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's a bit of a mental switch going from playing something like Warzone to playing something like this. Because, like, I don't know how to describe it, but in Warzone, you aim more with your right stick and you move less with your left. In this, you aim more with your left stick. I know that sounds really dumb, but, like, strafing is so powerful in this that you just end up, yeah. They've added SFX to the emotes chat. I mean, the best map in this is Rewind. And it's the largest map. So make of that what you will, I guess. I'll give the XM4 a run out at some point. I like Skyline. Skyline's not a bad map either. What settings am I running for movement or mag tag sprint? Full assisted. Full assisted auto sprint. The Jackal feels nerfed at range. That's how I'd say it. Watch Fixate play DMZ early and his dead teammate was beating him. Oh my god. Really? Bro, on the mic?
Hostile HVT located. Kill order.
That's wild.
Lead time. HVT is taking fire. Keep the package
Sending the
safe.
Semtex.
Take them out.
Try and give the XM4 a bit of a run out.
Under fire. Repeat. HVT under fire. Finish lines in sight. Don't let up.
Bro said finish lines inside. The game just started, my guy. Did it not?
HVT is taking fire.
Okay, their HVT is like 10,000 away, bro.
HVT is down.
I mean, they're missing a player or two. COD never releases anything when they say they're going to release it. They say 6, they mean 5. If they say the 25th, they mean the 24th. I was so confident of it that I didn't re-queue on ranked in Valorant because I knew they'd put it live early. Oh, he's so lucky, S-Blades.
We took out their HVT.
Good move.
HVT on site.
I do often wonder how many conventional multiplayer players are left, really.
Taking fire. Keep the package safe.
Like, are there people out there who genuinely still play like 5v5, 6v6 multiplayer? Unless it's like something comp like Rainbow Six or CS. Like, I don't know any of my friends, for example, who still play, like,
Enemy HVT is down.
Modern Warfare or, like, maybe S&D every once in a while, but that's about it.
HVT under fire. Repeat. HVT under fire. Got their HVT. HVT is taking fire. Keep the package safe.
Attack on. We need Watchdog Helo pulse air now.
Enemy HVT on site. Take them out.
Big man, you are the HVT.
HVT is down.
I mean, I respect your hustle, really. Bro just rushed in.
West one authorizing Hellstorm strike.
Hostile HVT located. HVT under fire. Repeat. HVT under fire.
It's crazy how good the Jackal is.
Enemy HVT on site. Take them out. Friendly HVT on site.
I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm right back where I belong. Every time I get killed by somebody using the Jackal, I'm just like, what am I doing? Why am I bothering?
Enemy HVT is down.
Damn, that feels.
Hostile HVT located. HVT under fire. HVT under fire. HVT is taking fire. Keep the package safe. Got their HVT. Enemy HVT on site.
It's actually wild. Like all of that balancing, bro.
HVT under fire. Repeat. HVT under fire.
See, I think I've realized what the problem is to some extent, right? And I've been thinking about this. I'm thinking about this whilst we've been playing here. The beef is that Call of Duty has been using damage range values to balance weapons over ranges for quite some time.
Fire. Keep the
And that doesn't work in a game where everybody's sliding into each other at the speed of light, which is probably why they're struggling so much.
Our HVT has been eliminated.
Like, I think that's why, so like, you know, other than sprint to fire and ADS and damage range, you would physically have to change the damage values of a gun, which I think is why they struggle.
Forget this.
Like, I think it's why they keep struggling with this whole balancing thing, is because the reality is that unless they make the Jackal 1 or 2 kills less, because they don't have headshot multipliers, everybody has fights within 5 meters of each other, so damage range doesn't matter. So, like, balancing these things is just going to take them ages, or at least it's not going to be intuitive. Anyways, back in a second, because I've got to pee, bro. I've got to stop. Yo, I'm going to see off the rest of this monster. And then I'm going to empty a tank. I return. I honestly think, you know, like, I'm wondering if I'm actually searching for a lobby here or if my game's just dead. Because this seems to be happening a lot. Yeah, I think that's killed my game again. I mean, there's a new crashing bug in the beta. I think this is why multiplayer is going to suck this year. Let me relaunch the game. Apparently there's a new map in, but we haven't been able to play it. Yeah, pretty much basically if the game fails to matchmake, the game cannot pull you out of matchmaking without crashing. So it's like a bug that they've managed to code into this new build. Like, the way I would describe it, like, and I'll wait till I'm in the game. Like, wait till I've managed to get Black Ops 6 actually open. Right, there we go. Lovely. Managed to get it back up. So, like, the reason Black Ops 6's multiplayer is going to suck is because, like, the map design... So, like, they've made a very incompatible system here. Like, the movement system is really good for Black Ops 6, but they've thrown them onto maps which are basically non-existent in size and don't really let you make the most of that movement system because they're just non-existent in size. And then you've got weapon balancing that's basically losing an entire variable. So, like, well, two variables, actually. Accuracy for guns pretty much doesn't matter to some extent because all of your fights are happening at close quarters. And then on top of that, damage range doesn't matter either. So they've nerfed the Jackal, but it only is nerfed at range. But everybody has fights within, like, 3 meters of each other. So that entire nerf is nonsensical. So I would 100% say that Call of Duty have sort of made... a bit of an oopsie-whoopsie in terms of multiplayer if these are the maps. Because the map design is incompatible with the movement design, which is incompatible with how gunplay balance is going to work. So, like, all of these balancing metrics that they've been using, sprint to fire, sprint to fire and ADS are probably the only ones that will work. Everything else, accuracy, recoil control, damage range, not going to matter. Because everybody's having fights 0.5 meters away from one another. Like, they've basically made a pretty, like, I don't know what Babylon's going to be like. Maybe that will give us a hint at something a little bit bigger, but I think they have made a very large mess by accident. I don't want to be overwhelmingly negative. I think Black Ops 6 has some very good redeeming features. I just think that the gunplay is currently not working very well with the map design and the movement system. Like, they're very obviously struggling in terms of balance. And if this map is, like, Babylon looks small as well, so I don't know, man.
Go time, Captain.
Yep. Yeah, this is... Black Ops 6 multiplayer might be George, bro, I'll be real. Roll out Warzone for me, big man. Packet burst!
Lead dive.
Semtex on.
This might be the only map where damage range works. So like the Jackal on this map might not be that useful compared to the Jackal on every other map. But only in these longer corridors here. Otherwise, the Jackal is still like the go.
Hostiles have captured the hard point. Hard point locked down. Enemy hard detected. Target removed.
Hey there, Chief. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing some later streams going into Black Ops 6. I'm not entirely sure. Part of me's been wondering if maybe starting at midday and 1 p.m. might be more optimal. YouTube's dashboard keeps telling me to start later, which obviously I know to some extent is correct, but I guess everybody's so used to us being on in the morning. Jaff was going to join, but I'm going to be honest with you, the matchmaking bug is having a fairly seismic effect on how this works, so... I mean, I don't know if it's worth him joining, because we're just going to crash a lot. Well, the Jackal's still a 4-hit kill close range, and like I say, the majority of your fights happen at the extreme close range, right? So they've sort of invalidated the balance of that patch. These maps are all arse, bro. I'll be so real. The maps are terrible. If these were Modern Warfare 3 maps, they would work. But this ain't Modern Warfare 3.
Hostile counter UAV is above. Enemy UAV inbound.
I wouldn't buy Black Ops 6 for multiplayer. That is my final verdict on this. Like, having done two sets of beta now with this map, tried a fair bit of the modes, tried a fair bit of the gunplay, buy this for zombies and play Warzone. The rest of it is not looking good, bro. Benny, thank you for the $3. All of these maps are terrible.
Hostiles have the hard point. Hard point locked down. We got the lead. Now hold it. Hostiles have captured the hard point.
None of these maps have any, like, navigation to them. It's literally, we're playing 6 versions of Shipment.
Come on, you're losing this fight. Hard point is in. Hard point is secure. Hostiles have the hard point. Hard point.
Just had four people follow me. Am I having fun for it being multiplayer? Not really, dude. I'll be real. Like, I don't see myself playing multiplayer. After playing this beta, I don't think I'll play multiplayer.
Hostiles captured the hard point. Hard point is secure. Hostiles have the hard point. Hard point is secure. Hard point locked down.
Like, I fear for the CDL guys. I genuinely fear for the CDL guys. Because the CDL guys are going to have a really hard year. If these are the maps, the CDL guys are going to have the worst year of CDL imaginable.
Gearing up for a final push. Hope you left some in the tank.
Like, S&D might be decent, maybe. If they aren't instantly ruined by, like, grenade lineups.
Hard point locked.
But everything else, even hardpoint domination, like, they're all going to be terrible.
Hard point set.
We'll play this tomorrow because of the birthday stream, but I will not be playing multiple. I don't think I'll be streaming multiplayer much, if at all, when it releases.
Hostiles have the hard point.
Warzone is my lane, but I came from multiplayer, bro. Like, you know, I loved Black Ops 2 multiplayer. I loved Black Ops 3 to some extent. Original Black Ops. This isn't it. This isn't Black Ops. Like, what I'm playing right now isn't Black Ops.
Hard point locked down. Protected.
Like, this is. I'll tell you exactly what this is. This is a studio who saw that Shipment was the most played map and decided to make it 6 times. That's what this is. This is a game studio basically saying, oh, lots of people really enjoy Shipment. Let's make all of our design like that, and then we'll get more player attention. That's what this is. Like, X-Defiant maps are leaps and bounds better than this. And this is why I don't like data-driven studios. Data-driven studios is why Battlefield 5 TTK changed. Data-driven studios is why we're getting 16 Shipment maps at launch for Black Ops 6. Like, so yeah, like I don't see multiplayer being very successful this year. They had the potential, but like if these are the maps, like I think it's GG. Like this is mindless TikTok gameplay. Like it's not gonna last very long.
Not the hard point. Hard point locked down. I've captured the hard point.
Like I really love everything else in this game. Like I really love the movement. I really love some of the gunplay variety. Like I really love a lot of the other stuff that this game is doing. But the maps are just, I don't know what they were thinking. Like I don't necessarily think I'm being dramatic about it either, to be real. These maps make Nuketown feel large. You can't back out of matchmaking without crashing. That's a shame. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, there's a lot these guys are doing right, but the maps are just not it, man. The maps are horrific. Like, I was really hoping Babylon would be something different. And it's just not. Like, they needed to think about this and they didn't. And like, this is gonna sound really rude, but like, this is what happens when like game devs who don't play a lot of their own game to a high level make something, test it, and then don't put high level players into the testing. Because like, I bet you in all of their internal playtests, this game plays 50% slower. Do you know what I mean? Whereas the second it went out to the public, it's playing 300% faster. Because they just don't have people who are going to use everything to the maximum level. Like, I'm going to give you my rundown of why, like, I think some of this is going to become quite messy, and I don't think multiplayer is going to go too well this year, because there's a lot going on that's just not working. So, the map designs are all basically a bunch of shipments, and I can tell you exactly why this has happened. This is because the developers saw that maps like Shipment were the most popular maps in Modern Warfare 2 and 3, and basically decided to make 16 versions of Shipment, because that's what data-driven studios do. They don't think about other reasons why that's the case. They don't think about, like, the fact that the reason Shipment's popular is because of level upgrades and promoting your gun and making things go quicker. They just basically do it from a very basic standpoint of, you know, I don't know. YouTube lagging? It won't be lagging, it's just... probably some sort of... Yeah, sorry, the YouTube server just took a shit, but it should be back. But yeah. Like, I'll give you the overall 4-1-1. Like, let me start from scratch. Let me give you the 4-1-1. The 4-1-1 of why this is, like, not working. So, data-driven studios exist. Call of Duty is one of them. The reason you're watching Babylon and all of the other Black Ops maps play like Shipment is because someone at COD went, Shipment's doing really well. Let's make them all like Shipment. And rather than thinking about the fact that people are just doing it because they find weapon leveling tedious, and they don't actually enjoy the map, they thought, yeah, everybody really enjoys that, which is why we have 75 different versions of Shipment in Black Ops 6. I just think they've made a bit of a mess here. Like, the movement's phenomenal, the gunplay's pretty decent, the map design's the worst we've ever had. I genuinely think the map design we're seeing in Black Ops 6 so far is the worst to date. You know, we're talking about a franchise that has Raid, Standoff, Uplink, Slums, Mirage, Plaza, you know, medium-ish sized maps that have worked incredibly successfully in the Black Ops franchise are just being thrown out the window for 45 versions of Nuketown, basically. And I think they're going to have a real mess balancing all of this because you have a really rapid movement system where all the gunfights are happening under 5 meters, which means things like accuracy, recoil, things like recoil control aren't important factors of balancing anymore. It's basically just, is this a 3 or 4 hit kill? You know, so far the XM4 and the AK have felt pretty much useless. All of the ARs have felt useless because every single fight happens within 3 meters. I just really feel like they've made a game where the core gameplay is really enjoyable, but it's completely incompatible with the maps that they've designed. And I entirely blame that on what I assume is data-driven gameplay. I assume they've gone, yeah, we're just going to make 4 Nuketowns and we're going to make 16 shipments. I don't think I'm being dramatic when I say the maps I've played in the beta so far have been the worst of any Call of Duty to date. I would say Skyline's half decent, maybe. The larger map, the one that's like a town, isn't bad. The rest of these are just, I mean, it's like playing Shipment over and over and over again. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It just feels messy. Feels messy, you know? I would not buy Black Ops 6 for multiplayer. I would say that for sure. Like, Rewind's decent, Skyline's decent, the rest of it's pretty bad. I would play, like, Warzone's going to be great, Zombies is probably going to be pretty great, multiplayer's not looking good, bruv. You're allowed to shit on the game, that's why we watch you. I just like to be honest, man, like, because I get it all the time where, like, I get people joining chat and stuff saying that I'm like some sort of corporate pushover shill who's just going to jump for whoever tells me to jump. And, like, the reality is I've always been honest about how I felt. I was really excited about Modern Warfare 3 because it undid a lot of the stupid stuff Modern Warfare 2 did, which is why I really enjoyed it. And I enjoyed the release of Urzikstan. I really love the fact that Black Ops 6 is doing something original and different and upgrading the movement system and something fundamental of the game. I just don't think they're doing it in a particularly good way. That's me being honest with you. Or at least I think they're doing it in a good way. I just think the maps that they've made to complement it aren't good. Like, none of the maps are particularly great.
All right, eyes up. You're the HVT.
Like, get it on Game Pass. Get it on Game Pass. Don't buy this. In my view. Unless you really want zombies, I would just get it on Game Pass. Jackal hasn't been nerfed enough at all, no. The Jackal is still super, super powerful. Derelict has no flow. None of the maps have flow. None of the maps have any flow.
This shit ain't working. We've lost the advantage.
Like, none of the maps really have any flow to them except for maybe the town map, which is ironic. So the largest map in the beta has the most amount of gameplay flow, even though it's not particularly conventionally designed. It's not like a 3-lane map. You know what I mean? Which is weird. Actually drafted Christian. Listen, it could be worse. You could have had Mark Andrews in your fantasy. Bro did not play very good against the Chiefs, I'll tell you that
Under
much.
fire. Repeat, HVT under fire. You've fallen behind. Our HVT has been eliminated.
Thought the menus and the visuals look the crispest. Like I say, there is a lot that Black Ops 6 is doing really, really well. And like a lot to love about the game in certain respects. I just think the respects where things get really important, they're not doing a particularly good job.
HVT is taking fire. Keep the package safe. They got our HVT. Got their HVT. Enemy UAV inbound. Hostile HVT located. Protect our HVT. Enemy HVT is down. HVT under fire. Repeat, HVT under fire. Take them out. HVT's been eliminated. Enemy down. Good call. Friendly HVT on site.
What do you think about aim assist in this game? Pretty decent, dude. Thoughts on this rookie QB class? I'm not sure, Liam, I'll be real. I'm excited to see what Caleb Williams does potentially. Honestly, I still think the QB I'm looking forward to seeing the most this year is the Texans QB. I know obviously it isn't his first year, but I just think he's still, like, if you think about the year he had with the Texans, they've still got so much to work on. Like, he's got so much to develop. His talent ceiling is really, really high. For whatever reason, his name's completely slipped my head at the minute.
Enemy HVT is down. HVT is taking fire. Keep the package safe. RTV flag. We need to fuck.
Also, Sterling's move to us. I don't think it's going to be that bad a move, bro. I'll be real. I actually think Sterling could work really well at Arsenal. He just needs to get selfishness out of his football. CJ Stroud, sorry, yeah. My brain just completely blanked his name. I need Jaden Daniels to be him. Not impossible. We'll make Martinelli perform better. I would agree with that. I think, obviously, everybody sort of jokes about Chelsea having lots of players and stuff, but the reality is that depth creates competition. There are some players like Martinelli and Odegaard who have effectively cemented themselves as starting players and probably feel like there's nothing that they could do wrong to get themselves replaced. And if I'm being honest, Odegaard and Martinelli have had pretty average starts so far, not looking that great. Even though they obviously do have quite high quality potentials as players, so I think a bit of competition would be good for them. The only person who performs consistently for that Arsenal team to the top level every single time is Saka, which is why most teams focus their entire defensive plan on dealing with him. Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson looked dangerous yesterday. They did, bro. I mean, I don't know what's more terrifying, really, as an NFL fan. The fact that, like, the Chiefs looked creative, dare I say it? Like the Chiefs are normally quite creative generally, but, like, they were taking more risks in their gameplay. Like, jet sweeps and, like, these interesting run routes and stuff on passes. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, they just looked terrifyingly creative. Like, more creative than a Chiefs team has looked so far, which is saying something considering what they're usually quite good at. But the fact that the Ravens went toe-to-toe with them is even more terrifying, because the Ravens look really good this year as well. Like, that was literally a game of inches, you know? So I think it's going to be a really interesting year. I think you got two very talented teams there. And with the Chiefs, you know you're going to get a very talented team. I still think the Chiefs are beatable, though. I think the first team that really focuses on getting a good pass rush on Mahomes and like has decent secondary to counteract the fact that the guy can literally just throw it regardless of what's happening. Like a team who stays with secondary coverage and sticks to their receivers to deal with the fact that Mahomes can pass on a rollout, combined with a good ball rush, like I genuinely think could beat KC. I mean, I say that as a Jags fan, and we got pretty close. Baltimore's O-line looked pretty bad. Yeah, they did look pretty bad. I felt bad for Lamar Jackson after watching that. That being said, it could just be that the Chiefs' D-line has improved a lot. It'll be difficult to judge that until they get a couple of games in, you know? And if the Chiefs' D-line has improved even more so, then good God, it's going to be a hard year to face them. Them lot getting Derrick Henry is crazy, bro. Like, getting Derrick Henry when you already have a dual threat QB, and now you have, like, a star running back who can really make a difference is going to be... It's good for them, man. They deserve it. I like the Ravens as a team. I really hope... Their new tight end looked really solid as well. I forgot his name. Likely? Likely, was it? He looked really solid. I'm actually really excited for the Jags game as well, because I think that's going to be a tough matchup. Dolphins have been looking better and better, improving as a team under their new coach. Well, I say new coach, he's been there for a while now. And honestly, man, I think we are the least appreciated team in the league. I genuinely think the Jags this year will make it to the AFC Championship. Mark my words. Like, I just don't think people give the Jags anywhere near enough as respect as we deserve at the moment. Like, I see us being AFC Championship contenders this year against the Chiefs. And I think the only other team that potentially stands in our way is CJ Stroud's Texans team, if they have the depth. That's the big question for the Texans. Do they have the depth for the year? How'd you get into NFL? It does seem like a sport the majority of Brits don't follow. It's actually the fastest growing sport in the United Kingdom. And viewership in the UK is really high too. I got into it just because my dad watched it, and also I started playing it when I was at uni. But I think the biggest thing that appeals to me about the NFL is just how strategic it is. Like once you understand football, like the appreciation you get for like certain plays and certain teams is just like crazy. I don't know how to describe it, but like, you know when you see a team like Man City, or you see a football player like Eden Hazard, and you just can't help but appreciate what they do. In the NFL, it's like that, but with every single game. There's something from everyone, you know? And I think a lot of that is down to the fact that they have the draft system. Like the draft system makes the NFL brilliant, because it just means that there's no such thing as the money situation that you get in modern day football, or as they would call it, soccer, where teams with the best finances perform the best. In the NFL, you can be an utterly dogshit team and then suddenly be contenders. Like, you only need to look at the Texans. Like, the Texans went from being this team that literally no one cared about because they were horrific, to having a star QB and now potentially being contenders in their division. Like, the college draft system is genius. Like, it's the most genius system of any sport, and I think every sport should have a draft system. Same with the NBA. Like, college draft systems for both of those, genius. Absolutely genius. I don't think Americans truly appreciate just how intelligent those systems are. Like, you only need to look at my Jags team. My Jags team went from being literally dog water to being okay in like 2015, 2016 to now being like a genuine threat in the league, in my view. Do you stream Madden? Do you have interest in the game? I'm not very good at Madden or college football for that matter, although I do obviously know how, for somebody who plays football, like I know what I'm doing to some extent.
Enemy UAV inbound. Hellstorm incoming. People are no fools. Watchdog Helo incoming on your location.
Drafts plus having a salary cap, for sure, man, for sure. It's a really intelligent system. I really like what they've done with it. But like I say, it's why I love the NFL. The NFL is great because it doesn't matter, like, it doesn't matter who you are as a team. You can still perform well. Like, the NFL, the reason I love the Premier League in terms of football, for conventional European football, or what they would call soccer, is because literally the bottom team can beat the top team, and it does happen often. But obviously it struggles with money, right? Whereas in the NFL, like, every game is a challenge. Like, genuinely, there are no oligarchs of the NFL. Do you know what I mean? Hey, GG, Mr. Tommy. Yeah, they're going to struggle getting Brock Purdy a paycheck that he deserves, for sure. Will it be at the O2 on the 24th of September? Am my alarm set to get tickets? I absolutely, hopefully will be, if all goes according to plan. Right, folks, I didn't want to cut this one short, but I actually do have to go somewhere because it is my birthday this weekend, so I do have to skedaddle. But I will be on tomorrow, we will be on in the morning, and we will be on for a very, very long time. So if you want to join me there. Be good. Birthday weekend and all that. We'll make fun of the Modern Warfare, the Black Ops 6 multiplayer. Like, we'll make some fun from it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't personally enjoy it a huge amount, but I think we'll make some fun of it. So we'll be on tomorrow morning. Sorry for the short stream. I just, inconvenient timing. I happen to have to be somewhere at 7 o'clock.